What's up, and welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents the Flavor of Love Kickback live here on YouTube and Twitch. For all of the recap listeners, it's me, your host Chappell. I'm back again to talk to this lovely panel about one of the most iconic shows of all time. With me on this joyride through memory lane for the first time, Chantele.
These people are insane. I don't understand how they exist, and I love every second of it. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. They're nutsos.
We have made it. I have been telling Chantele all season, like, look, this is peak reality TV because these people are crazy and they just don't make it like this anymore. We are talking about episode 4 of Flavor of Love season 1 called The Flavor of Chicken. And so in order to talk about this, I knew we needed backup. So I reached out to a VH1 celebrity specialist, Matt Scott. Welcome.
I'm already cracking up. To your point, Chappelle, this is Chantele's first time watching. This is about my 12th time. I feel like annually I watch Flavor of Love. And I've never had the chance to talk about it. Oh my gosh, here we are. I love this.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, and we're going to have a lot to talk about in this episode. So first and foremost, thank you all for joining us. If you are here live in the chat, of course, give us a shout out. We love seeing the comments and the questions and everybody who's been following along with this crazy journey. If you're not rewatching Flavor of Love, you know what we're about to discuss. And this is only 4 episodes in. Y'all, episode 4 is so good. It's so good. If you've never seen this show, stop what you're doing and go watch episode 4 and then come back and then listen to us because Chantele, I don't even want to skip to it. Let's just take it beat by beat, okay?
Right.
Okay.
All right. So here's how we started, okay? We had this lovely wall of women, and we've been whittling it down week by week to kind of try to figure out who is going to be the last person standing. We are at our final 8 come this episode. Hottie, Sweetie, Red Oyster, Smiley, Hoops, New York, Goldie, and Pumpkin. And so coming in, we know that there are certain people who need to step it up. We're going to see some a rise in like the profile of Hoops. We're going to lose somebody as well. But when the episode starts, Flav comes in and wakes these women up. He says, hey, I need all of you to come downstairs now. They come downstairs. He tells New York to get the tissue out of her butt to come down. Chantele, New York seemed like this bothered her, but she was okay. It's like her fascination with Flav is crazy to me. Not to say that it's like unheard of, but I think if anybody else says, New York, get that tissue out your butt, she's not okay with it. But this time, she's oddly like, okay.
She's dear to him. Like, she's just like, oh, that Flav. You know, like anything he says is just like, oh, I didn't have tissue up my butt. Like, I think she thinks it's flirting. And so she doesn't let it bother her.
Oh my gosh, she should be in PR for real because she's like, you know, Flav, sweet Flav. Oh, he surprised me. And by the way, that I did not have paper in my butt. Like, she made sure to clarify. You have to love New York for that. She always wants to make sure to get the record straight.
Yes, we love New York, famously. One other person notices New York's tactic as well. It's Sweetie. Sweetie says, I'm going to just have to start being fake and phony like New York because obviously she knows how to play him. And so New York, they're all given the instruction to go up and get changed because Goldie says that Hottie is staring at the bottom of the steps looking like...
Well, I mean...
like Gomer Pyle.
I love a dress up, but like... why does she have this outfit with her, firstly? And why is she wearing it this morning?
Chantele, when I tell you I cried when she said Gomer Pyle, I said, who's Gomer Pyle? I looked and said, not from the Andy Griffith Show.
Wow, what a pull by Goldie. Oh my God. But you know what? And I feel like Goldie throughout this episode, she just always makes sure to remind us, like, she's crazy. She's crazy.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
there's something going on here. Like, what is happening with this woman?
Matt, episode 1, I asked Chantele, I said, how do you feel about Hottie? What do you think about Hottie as a character? Chantele said, I don't know. Maybe the producers are telling her to turn it up a little bit. Matt, is this...
No, she does not need to turn it up. Like, she's fine. She is fine. Chantele, she showed up with this outfit. She showed up dressing like a Girl Scout. Like, this is Hottie. This is Hottie.
Maybe she's slightly delusional, huh? Like,
Slightly.
Wow, calm down. I'm just here on the record to be a Hottie defender, because this is the type of character we need on our TV. She's a hero. She's an icon. New York gets all the credit, but Hottie, oh my God, Hottie is everything.
I mean, she's definitely a character.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So they have 30 minutes to go upstairs and get changed because we are meeting someone new. 30 minutes, which is crazy, right? I don't think I've ever asked a woman to get ready in 30 minutes for anything. You just want to give people more grace and more time. Chantele, is that enough time for you?
You've gotten ready in 30 minutes.
You know I'm not getting ready in 30 minutes. Can I take a shower? Damn, it'll take me 10 minutes to choose my shoes. Right. But they have to get ready because they have to go church with Flav's mom, Anna Drayden. Chantele, what do you think about Mrs. Flav?
She is the best. She's so good on camera. She's so good at playing her role. Like, I thought she was the best part of this episode. Actually, I thought she was amazing.
Yeah, where's her spinoff? I'm still waiting.
So
for
cute.
It.
Yeah, going to
I need
church
more of
with
her
Mama
for
Flav.
sure.
This would have, we could have gotten a lot more out of Anna Drayden here. Flav says she doesn't play about church and make sure Flav is there. We get clips of her iconic appearance in Strange Love. And so she is demanding that all these women go to church with her. And Smiley's like, I ain't really a church goer. That's not really my thing, but I'm down. Matt, did she say something like, I pray, but not on my knees?
I prayed in bed, but didn't get on my knees, at least not for that. So that was the gist of it.
That's your girl, though, right, Chappell?
I love her.
I have to say, Smiley's my girl. I won't go into it, but part of it is that I think before Flavor of Love, she was in WWE for one night. She was part of she showed up in WWE. It was called the Diva Search. She went under a different name. Alexis, I want to say was her name. Anyway, she's always going to be my girl. So I'm, that's my rooting interest in anything she does. I need Smiley back on my TV.
Look, Chantele and I have been toying with the idea of tracking her down so I can tell her that I love her. I know somewhere Mari is Googling furiously trying to see if you were correct about this because Mari definitely was in the Flavor of Love streets as well. But like we said, they have 30 minutes to get ready. Sweetie says it would be like spitting in God's face to have your body showing at church. And New York hopes that Hottie takes off this hoish get up. the hoish get up being her dressed like Gomer Pyle. So Hottie, of course, is contemplating whether or not she should wear a pink thong to church. And none of this episode makes any sense, Chantele.
Out loud.
Yeah, there's even a moment where she bursts into the restroom with all the other women, and they're like, "Hottie, get out of here!" It's crazy,
but it's great. It's great because she does get out of her Gomer Powell look, but then she shows up as Little Red Riding Hood, which I love,
or the devil, as New York decides to call her. But
to church.
Did you put her face? Oh, you put the horn. Did they put the horns on?
That was how it looked on the show. Yeah.
Okay, they definitely did a little. Why does she have that cape? I mean, it's just not the things that I would bring in my wardrobe, right? That takes up a lot of space, but B, it's quite hideous.
Hottie, if nothing else is prepared. She probably had 10 bags. She had everything.
Oh my God. The fact that she even is wearing that in New York, that she looks like the devil himself going to church. Um, they hate Heidi so much, and I'm sorry, she is just the best character there is. So they end up going to church. The choir is on point, the band is going, everyone is feeling it. Y'all, there's a scene. Red Oyster cannot clap on beat to save her damn life.
It's like that was wild, and they kept showing it too. And that's where I just putting out there, Pumpkin was doing a great job clapping. I did look for that. I feel like Oyster should have been in the second row. That's what I would have done. Just hide a little bit, or don't clap. Don't clap.
But how can you show me how bad? I don't actually understand how do you not clap on the beat? Like
she's missing every beat.
Like even if I try to clap off beat, it's still like on a syncopated beat, right? Like I don't understand actually.
I wish I had the clip to play. I don't think we can play it off on YouTube because I don't want them to snatch our stuff down. But when I tell you they cut to her like 4 times and she is at no point on the right beat, it drives me crazy because it's the funniest thing. The show doesn't really acknowledge it. They just keep showing her off beat, fighting for her life. Chantele, you watch a lot of dating shows. How often is a person like, hey, daters, come with me to church?
Have they done that? I feel like they have. Maybe like a couple of times, but I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head like an exact moment. So it's not completely out of the realm of possibilities, but I can't think of a time. It's definitely it was definitely setting a standard though for dates.
I will say it's good that this was season 1 because they would not let those people into a church.
You know,
ever again. No. Come on.
For the tithing? No.
Not for the money. Maybe. Not even for the money.
No.
Not even
they
for the money.
Have money with them. Come on.
Well, the women are really enjoying church a lot. Like Hoops says everyone was touched there, right? We find out that Goldie's mom passed away, so she's crying a little bit. They're talking about all the people who have wedding anniversaries, and Smiley just happens to be there kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. And she's having a hard time because, we talked about her failed marriage and how her husband basically just left her high and dry. But New York is concerned that she didn't have much time to get ready for church and that she hasn't had a long time, okay? And we get one of the more iconic New York memes. Because everybody is worried about church. And New York is like, yeah, I just didn't have a lot of time to get ready. I look fabulous, of course, but I need to get more time with Flav's mom because I need to let her know that I am in love with him. Chantele, we are 4 episodes in. She has known this man for probably a week. Where are we on the I love New York scale? How much does she love Flavor Flav?
I think it's getting more. I think it's getting stronger. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like she's so committed to the bit that I have to start believing her, right? Like, I think she's convinced herself and me that she's in love with this man. I don't know if she actually is, but I'm buying it. So I think she's gone up the scale. What did I say last week? It was like a 5?
I think you said it was like a 4.
4, yeah. So we'll go up to a 5?
You're going to go to a 5? Okay. Let's see if I can talk you into maybe higher than that.
Higher?
Yeah, because, I mean, what's about to happen is insane. Yes, Brittany in the chat pointing out that we get so iconic when we see New York memes in context, because that's the thing. These memes have been floating around the internet so long that I'm sure a lot of people have never seen the source material, and so many of them are coming from this first season of Flavor of Love, Matt.
And this is like for instance, this one is like kind of a nothing moment in the grand scheme of New York, and yet here we are. Look at that. By the way, how many Emmys do you think Flavor of Love won? And why should it
not enough?
Okay, yeah, definitely should have been more.
Not enough.
I don't think it won. I don't think it was nominated. Was it nominated? But I don't think
it definitely was not, but it was robbed. It was robbed for sure. So they end up going to a tea room next, and Flav drops them off with his mom so that they can bond without him. At the tea room, it's very fancy. Smiley's talking about how fancy smashy it is, and Anna wants to speak with them individually. She says she's looking for someone who will be loyal and true. So Goldie tells her that she has a lot to offer her son. Goldie is taking this very seriously. Like, Chantele, who would you say loves Flav more, Goldie or New York?
Well, I feel like Goldie's is a little bit more honest. I feel like she's more real. I feel like they get along. Like they have they do have a bond. Like he likes her antics. He likes the way she act. Like he likes a lot about her. And so I feel like theirs is actually kind of more real. But Miss New York's is a little bit more dazzling, if that makes sense.
Over the top is what I was probably gonna say, but I get dazzling as well.
Sure.
Hoop says that she was scared, a little nervous to be meeting Flav's mom, but Anna made her feel more comfortable. But she doesn't think she's made a big enough impression, which has been a pattern for Hoops over the last few episodes. She just hasn't got a lot of alone time with her. But this episode, we're gonna focus on Sweetie. And
oh my!
If you're watching this, Sweetie gave Anna Drayden everything. Okay,
LinkedIn.
She was like
her whole resume,
everything.
Family history, blood type.
Did you remember that Sweetie was signed to Capitol Records as well?
Did I care? I mean, I don't know.
Like,
I did remember.
For some reason, that slipped my mind, and so I started thinking, like, because Sweetie's like, oh, that's a good way to bond with the mom because she knows that I'm in the music industry. I understand these things. But it starts to cross my mind. Like, was Sweetie here because she has like industry ties? Is
that's
like,
the only thing
further
that
her career?
came to my mind. Yeah, that's the only thing that came to my mind when she's having this job interview with his mom. Like, there's resumes and CVs and credentials. Like, she definitely wanted to make it appear that she was on the same level. But to me and to mom, it seems like she was just trying to ride some coattails or get a little bit of shine from her son. And so everything about her kind of became fake and phony for sure in this moment.
But, and you know what? She might have seen, like, she's seeing the writing on the wall. She's like, I need to make sure that the people watching know about my record deal. Like, maybe I can turn this into something. So she's just getting it all in. Like, she doesn't care that Flav's mom only cares about the biscuit. Like, she just
only cares about that bread. Look at Sweetie's energy in this picture. Okay, she's laughing, she's throwing it all at Anna Drayden, and Anna's face never changes. Like, she looks like that the entire time. She's demolishing the bread, and Sweetie's telling her everything about her. My name is Ethiopian, and I was signed to Capitol Records. I understand the music biz, but you can tell she feels rattled. She says it makes her feel dumb because she's doing all of this and getting almost nothing from Anna Drayden. So a horrible date for a Sweetie, and Anna will later tell Flav it just feels like she was a little frantic and that she was trying to win, Chantele.
Let me just jump in, by the way. The word that she used was desperate, Chappell.
Ooh.
She did come off desperate, though. It wasn't like she just, it was a desperate, I see that frantic energy. Like, she needs to tell her so many things to know that she's valuable, and it just like, I don't know. It just, I would have gotten the ick from that, and it seems like his mom did too.
Yeah.
Can we talk about my girl Hottie?
Please.
Hottie, you want to talk about a job interview? Hottie sits down, and the crazy Hottie that we know is gone. She says, my name is Kashara. I have an Ivy League degree. I own real estate. I've managed finances. So, I'm good with that. I was like, who is this lady? I don't smoke. I barely use alcohol. I don't curse. I have volunteer work at Senior Citizens Home. Matt.
Which was like the last episode.
It literally just happened. She just did that one time and updated her resume that night.
So proud of her. No, and you know what? The desperation, it's almost not there with Hottie because it's almost like the elephant in the room. Like, it's so big that you can't see it. Like, we'll get to other measurements and things on that note. But
yeah. When Hottie was speaking, I was just like, sorry, where did Hottie go? She just is like so poised, just so like, just discussing herself in such a mature manner. And I was just like, you were also the woman that was wearing that Gomer Pyle outfit, and then you're also wearing a red cape, but now you're talking about how you have an Ivy League degree. Like, I'm confused.
Oh my God. Quentin New in the chat says, Hottie need a Zeus show ASAP. Matt, put Hottie on Baddies East
No, she is okay. How dare you? She's way too classy. She needs her
Senior
own
edition.
show. Senior edition. Don't do that to Hottie. Leave her alone.
So the other women are, hold on, pause. Also, this is where we get one of Hottie's biggest character traits. Chantele, did you notice that now, starting episode 4, when Hottie blinks, you hear money every time she blinks. You hear ching, 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 ching.
Or is it money, or is it like what's that? Because
it's like a cash register.
I was thinking it was like a bike bell or something like that.
No,
I have no idea.
It's like the toy had like cash registers.
Yeah.
Like, when you were a kid, you had like a Fisher Price like cash register that you
every time she blinks, you get ching, ching. Every time she.
Okay, I will have to start noticing now because like you hear sounds, but I did not specifically notice that.
Oh my God, no. That is Hottie's biggest identifier. And again, we're going to talk about character traits that are her big identifiers later on, but you will never unhear it now. I'm telling you, now I've pointed it out. It starts episode 4 and it will happen throughout the season. Love Hottie. Another person who notices Hottie's change in demeanor is New York, who is disgusted. Okay. So she gets up, walks over, interrupts. And says to Anna, I'm a serious woman. I am in love with your son. I am in love with him. And you want to talk about delusion. But Chantele, is she trying to convince us? Because it feels like she believes it.
That's what I'm saying. I think like that's what I'm kind of I don't know if I can say it with such conviction and in a straight face if she wasn't being truthful, right? So maybe it's a 6 now. Like I don't know. Like it's just wild.
I believe it.
Man. You believe it?
I am shocked, by the way, Chappelle. You didn't say the line that actually made me throw up in my mouth, which was, I'm a pure woman inside and out. And I'm like, I don't need to. What are we doing? Sure.
Yeah, inside and out.
Is she implying that she's a virgin?
I don't even want to know.
I don't know what she's implying, but she is lying. Whatever New York is saying is untrue.
Whenever she opens her mouth,
she is lying. But she says she loves this man. Goldie says insane asylum. This woman is crazy. This woman is insane. There's no reason.
Crazy. Like,
I mean, it's bad when Hottie is like, "Ma'am, you don't know this man. What do you mean you're in love with him? You have." I think Red Oyster points out that this lady's had one-on-one date with him, and they went skating with 3 people. How could she possibly be in love with Flavor Flav at this point? So Flav asked Mom who made the best impression. She says she liked Hottie. Okay. Flav says he wants to see if he can rub up on her tonight. Mom doesn't look amused by that. She also says she hasn't really connected with Hoops and that Sweetie was giving off the desperate vibes. And so it's looking like she's determined to win. So now they have to do one-on-one dates. Matt, do you watch The Bachelor or anything like that? How can you speak to one-on-one dates that go from basically 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. with nothing but a bucket of chicken?
This is ridiculous because they also are probably up at like 7 a.m. Like these people did not sleep. They don't have a union. They don't have rights. So, I mean, we'll get to the dates, but I feel like there's one person, our fave Chappelle, who had the right idea about all of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Chantele, on The Bachelor, do they ever do one-on-ones with every single woman in one night?
No. Or if they do, they don't show them all. But it seems like the producers organize when people can talk. And so like people will go and interrupt for potential drama, or some people just didn't get time with him. And so not everybody for sure gets one of those dates. In each episode, like maybe throughout the season, everybody will get at least one date unless they're sent home.
But that's just the guy that Flav is. Like, look at him. He's a hero. Just making time for everyone.
Making time for
except for
except we'll get there. So 7 p.m. he links up with Hoops. She kisses all over him. They're kind of laid up, and he's like, he can't really put his finger on what it is about Hoops, but he plans on putting his finger on it, whatever that is. Goldie,
he loves his little like sexual innuendos. Like he's
he freaky. Yeah, he gonna laugh, and he laugh at his own jokes too.
He laughs at his own jokes.
Yeah,
but he's so cute. Like he's such a cute little face. Like
I know he's so little too.
I don't know.
Flavor
like
Flav
that.
growing on you now. Look at you.
Whoa.
Are you?
Maybe I'm falling in love. I just think he's very cute. His charm is starting to appeal to me.
Wow,
okay.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, it was giving that New York vibe. Okay, so next up he has Goldie at 8 p.m. He says he's curious about the country bumpkin. She tells him to taste it. They do not taste it, but Goldie and him they really do have good chemistry. 9 p.m. Pumpkin is there, and once again, she's kissing all over him. Pumpkin's already outlined her strategy. Whenever she gets a chance, she's gonna kiss on him. But he tells her, "Hey, don't pretend, don't force it. Let's just keep it real." Chantele, throughout this, we have been tracking Pumpkin as I did outline that she is a big character this season. What do you think about Pumpkin and her interaction with Flav?
Though, like I mean, we didn't see that much of her. I feel like we only just get slap like snaps of her face being like she's just always like
she's incredulous. Yeah, she's always taken aback.
But like sometimes you need people to sit in the back, because I do feel like this isn't as big of an episode for New York, in my opinion. Like she's there, she has her commentary, but New York is not at the center of the attention. Like Pumpkin's also in the background right now. So what is going on?
Yes.
How do we know that he's far from little? What's
according to the streets. Yeah,
I was gonna say according to New York, he had a lot of.
Again, she says she says he has a lot of big meat waiting for her. He comments on Hottie's knockers during her date. By midnight, his date is with Red Oyster, but Flav has gotten tired. He's been dating for about 4 hours now, and he's exhausted. And so Red Oyster has a very interesting date where she's awake and he's not. He's just like passed out on her. Chantele, have you ever seen anything like this?
But this one thing that I was thinking is that, it sucks that he fell asleep on the date, but I feel like that means that he's comfortable with her, right? Like to be able to be that cozy and be able to just fall asleep and wake up and be like, I was asleep. That shows a bit of intimacy and vulnerability. And so I thought it boded well for her. Like maybe she didn't get a chance to talk or whatever and connect awake, but I think that they did connect a bit for comfortability.
Okay, that's the biggest stretch I've ever heard, but I really appreciate it. I love it. I mean, he was comfortable and he passed all the way out. And I just have to say, her eyes wide open the entire time. And it's hilarious because you just have the lullaby music in the background. Like the editors deserve a raise even 20 years later.
Yeah, Timothy in the chat pointing out that Oyster's contemplating her life choices. Yeah, Chantele, where are you at on Red Oyster this season? Because I told you, I'm like a Red Oyster defender. I think that even in episode 1, she came to play the game, and she has proven that she's not here for these other girls. She's here for Flav.
Well, I think she's contemplating life choices, or actually her strategy throughout the rest of this game, right? I think she wants to be there to the end. Whatever she's doing is working. I do still think that he fell asleep with her there, that they're comfortable together. Okay, I can see her going far. I don't see her going next. I feel like she gets to the end.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people who are going next, next up is Sweetie. And Sweetie, again, she outlined at the beginning of the episode, I'm gonna just be fake and phony like New York, because he seems to like that. And it does feel like she's not acting like herself, Chantele. We've never seen this side of her.
And so was the other one an act? I know this is definitely an act, but was she with the Sweetie? I'm like, oh, I'm so soft spoken and I don't kiss, and was that also an act? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we know at all who the real Sweetie is? Actually, we did find out at the end. Of the
I feel like we do. Even just in that she told him he needed 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
She needed
3 weeks before
to
she would kiss him.
Well, no, not to be fair. It wasn't a kiss. Flav asked to taste her mouth, which is the grossest way to say that. But no, this was so fake, but so fun. She woke Flav all the way up. Like,
yeah,
sweetie.
Like, it's just, but it's kind of would be a little bit unnerving, right? If somebody was like, "I'm not going to kiss you," and now they're like riding you. It's like, wait, what? Like, I don't want you to. He doesn't want anybody to be doing something they don't want to be doing, and like, it feels more transactional, and like, I don't know. I would probably be icked out by someone seemingly not being themselves, and especially in a sexual way. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, to be fair,
Weird
I
choice.
mean, to be fair, she's just like not on the lips, but like
yeah. You
but
can't taste my mouth, but I'll ride on top of you.
Not her mouth. That's her boundary.
You know, Chantele, it's a really good point too, because like we've seen the way he, like, for instance, I don't think we've seen Flav and Goldie kiss, and yet they seem to be fine. You know, him and Pumpkin kiss all the time. Fine, that seems normal. I think as long as you're acting within the normal bounds of how you act with him, I don't think he's gonna get thrown off. But Sweetie going from like, you can't kiss me to let me ride all over you, and like a rodeo show. You know, I just feel like maybe it's a little disingenuous. So I think Flav was picking up on that too. Yeah. And so because he says real recognize real, and she looking a little unfamiliar at this point. So 2 a.m. his last date with Smiley. My girl is knocked out, Matt. She made the right decision.
This was so smart. But it is funny how much we get her referencing being in bed, and then to her archetype, she's just in bed. She was praying. She wasn't asleep. She was praying.
She wasn't on her knees. So Flav is going to take it to bed. He's like, you know what? I'll get a date with Smiley tomorrow. It's time to go to bed. But he has a knock on the door. And it's Hoops followed by Pumpkin. Now, this, Chantele, this would never happen on The Bachelor, right?
Maybe 2 girls. That's new. But there has been many. Do you remember Corinne from House of Villains?
Yeah.
So she infamously like snuck out of her dorm room, whatever she's staying on The Bachelor, and went to go and make out with The Bachelor, like unscripted. So definitely there's been some villains that have done this on like Bachelor shows, but I don't think I've seen 2 girls doing it at the same time.
And Flav is drowning in the sea of women because it starts off like, okay, harmless little threesome. Okay, fine. You know, maybe Hoops and Pumpkin organized this. Maybe they talked about this beforehand. That's how I have to assume it happened, because it didn't seem like Hoops was too annoyed that Pumpkin showed up. But you know who catches wind of this? Our girl, New York. And she eases her way in there as well, because she will not allow these 2 women to be in the space with Flav alone. She says, Hoops, Pumpkin, they're both sluts trying to sleep with my man. And so next thing you know, we got New York.
With the cigarette.
I love New York smoking those cigarettes. My friend Karen's like, this is like you. She's like, I'm gonna find a picture of you in this exact outfit smoking when you're like 20. Okay, so my friend's on the lookout for some pics of me.
Chantele, if you have a picture wearing this exact outfit, we have some questions for you, okay? Because what was that shoot about? But yes, New York shows up in full lingerie with a cigarette. Okay, this lady means business, and she looks so pretty in this picture. Like, New York, for her to be a woman scorned, she looked good.
She looks great.
Yeah.
And then when she goes into the bed, though,
when she gets in the bed,
she's like just taking his hand and stroking her face with it. And she's just saying, she's like, you know, he loves touching up on me. He loves me so much. And she's doing it herself.
He couldn't keep his hands off of me.
Right. Sure.
Oh my
New York.
gosh. This
Sure.
is so uncomfortable. I hope she got a blanket at least because
She got a
that was
pillow.
sad. Okay,
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little unfair to
Mhm.
call Hottie delusional when New York is literally. We watched what happened. She climbed in bed, grabbed his man's hand, and slept with his hand in her hand, and then told us he just couldn't keep his hands off of me. Like, no, man, that is not the case.
No.
Okay,
It was one hand.
it was one hand,
Yeah.
and he would have tried to take it off of you probably, but he did not know that you were
He's
there.
sleeping.
Yeah. So she cozies up to bed to the way she says Hoops' name will always come Pumpkin Hoops. They're both sluts.
I want that to be my ringtone tone.
Hoops. So the next morning, they wake up. Flav tells us it could have got nasty. It could have got nasty. Like he was centimeters, inches away from doing something. Now, he didn't really say what that was, but I'm assuming they would have been down for that. Who knows what we were about to get on VH1. But he tells the women to meet him at the pool, and they're all, link up and talk about today's events. And when he gets to the pool, we see him bonding with the women. They're talking. And this is another good Hottie character moment. Now, Matt, you did mention Hottie and her measurements. Flav says,
so rude.
Yes. I mean, Flav talks about his measurements. He says he's looking for a 94, 67, 87.
He loves her boobs so much. Like at one point he's just like, oh, like he just had to like go and motorboat her a little bit.
Yeah. Now, Matt, what did you think about Hottie's measurements?
I mean, I'm just reporting 34 double D. 26, 36. And the way everyone was like, record scratch.
Especially Red Oyster. She's just like, there's nothing 26 other than her neck.
To her face.
Hottie. Okay, so famously, a brick house is 36, 24, 36. So Hottie said, I'm basically a brick house with bigger breasts. And Red Oyster said, look, I'm a 26. Ain't no way. We can't both. You can't. Now, if I'm a 26, you can't. The Red Oyster was beside herself. I was screaming. This was so funny. And Flav obviously is having a great time. Again, if you go back and watch the clips, every time Hottie is in confessional, cha-ching, 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 every time. So,
I wonder whose idea that was.
I don't know, but it's a perfect touch. So today's challenge will be that they have to cook a chicken for Flav.
Can we I don't know if we touched on this point, but mind you, the night before, Sweetie says, I don't do chicken. I don't eat chicken. I'll eat you, Flav. Or whatever she said.
Because they had their dates. He had a bucket of chicken for each of his dates. And so he was like, have some chicken. She's like, I don't want to eat chicken. I just want you. Which is, again, not very Sweetie-like,
Yes, very
like
character.
Right. But we do learn this great character trait of hers that she doesn't do chicken.
For good reason.
Now, for good reason. So the challenge is they have to cook the chicken for Flav's mom. I think they have 30 minutes, the same amount of time they would have had to get dressed. He's no bigger than the ketchup bottle, but he needs a girl who is good around the kitchen. And then, of course, he's eliminating someone after the date. So they got to get cooking. And Chantele, what did you think about Sweetie and her chicken phobia?
I mean, a lot of people can't, they don't want to eat chicken. They don't like the way that it's been prepared. You don't want to take, it doesn't really look that great, right? Like seeing an unfeathered raw chicken is quite repulsive, especially with the pokies, it's gross. So I could understand her not loving a raw chicken. It's not easy.
And Matt, she was also attacked by a rooster as a child.
It took multiple chunks out of her. And then they killed the rooster.
And then they ate it.
And they ate it.
Did she eat it?
I don't think so.
Did she eat it? Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think that
like,
would lock in a phobia for sure. Like
Yeah.
getting pecked at and then killing the chicken. Because my mom told me that she had a pet, I think it was a pet chicken, and that pet chicken wasn't around one day, and she was very, very sad about it. So I could see all of this being a little bit traumatic depending on what age she was.
And they still didn't do therapy back then yet, like they do now. So
no, she does not address this yet.
No.
Yeah. So Sweetie, for the first time ever, is cooking a chicken, but she's not the only one who is having issue with this. Hottie says, can I just call and have it catered? And they're like, ma'am, what?
She shouldn't have asked.
She should have just did it. She should have just did it.
She should have just did it. That would have been a baller move, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been way better than what we get, but I'm sorry, what we get is classic TV. Yeah, well, we get the most iconic television ever because Hottie does not have this catered. But I can't jump there yet. Hoops loves cooking. So she was a mother to her 5 younger sisters, like a second mother. And so she's like, hey, I'm good in the kitchen. Pumpkin has never made fried chicken. She's just following the recipe. Red Oyster seems to be struggling a little bit. New York says, I'm navigating the situation, which leads me to believe that she don't know what she's doing either.
Right.
But Hottie says, I was raised vegetarian with a lot of fresh veggies, and I will be incorporating them into my recipe.
Ma'am. It's a chicken.
It's supposed to be fried chicken, right? Like
it's supposed to
not
be
vegetarian.
Fried chicken. Let's take a look at the chicken.
Don't do
it's
this.
so weird.
Now,
okay,
what?
Yeah, let's break it down. What's the recipe? I'm writing this down.
What is the recipe? Okay, because I think that's lemon pepper seasoning. She stuffed some carrots into it. Is that pasta on top of it? What is the like?
No, I think
chow mein.
Yeah, like the little crunchy noodles, chow mein type of thing. I think there are bananas in there too.
Is that marshmallows?
Definitely marshmallows.
I see marshmallows as well.
I think I see a pecan.
One pecan.
Is that a
pecan?
cucumber?
Yes.
Too?
Yeah, a cucumber for sure.
And a big carrot. One big uncut carrot.
The chat is going crazy. Lauren says, I remember being a kid and knowing that just wasn't right. Quentin says, now Hottie needs to be locked up because that was attempted homicide to serve a human being a raw ass chicken. But to that I say, the chicken wasn't raw.
It was not raw.
She put it in the microwave.
Oh wait, there are olives.
Chicken. There's definitely olives. Chantel, you've gone your whole life not knowing that Hottie tried to cook this chicken in the microwave by pressing the chicken button.
I don't understand. Like, she's what, like 24, 25 years old? Like, this is all for a gag, right? Like, there's no part of this that is her really thinking this is how you make a chicken, right? Like, I can't wrap my brain around her thinking that this is okay. Like, or this is edible, or if it looks good. Like, there's no part of it that is sane. Like, help me.
Wait, Chappell, could you pull up that picture again for a second?
Absolutely.
I think it looks like she stuffed the chicken full of carrots.
She did.
Carrots.
So
it's all the
weird.
veggies sticking out of the chicken. That's chicken abuse.
I'm with Mr. Wordbot in the chat. I don't care if this was a bit. If it is, it's too good. I don't care. If Hottie is committed to the bit, then she is the best actress the world has ever seen because she is so sincere the entire time. She does not laugh. She does not hide the fact that this chicken is in the microwave. She's like, no, this is exactly what I was going for. And we get the finished product. Now,
not bad. Not bad.
Is that
Not
a whole
great,
tomato just like stuck under it? Is it wrapped in cabbage? Like what?
Oh my God. Wait, did she, with the marshmallows, was she doing like chicken eyes?
I feel like those look like her eyes a little bit.
Yeah, she's
like when it came out, I was like, it kind of looked like her eyes. Interestingly enough.
This is crazy. MC in the chat says this is Hottie's version of stuffing. Why you hating on her? Now she did stuff the chicken.
Yes.
That to say she did stuff the chicken. Now
crying.
the reactions from the other women are really what get me going here because
Mhm.
Goldie is like insane asylum, bitch crazy, as I believe is her exact words.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Certified cray cray.
Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy. This
Okay,
is
would you
crazy.
eat that? Would you eat it?
What? No. What? But look at
I mean-
look at my girl's face. She's so
Her face
sincere.
or the chicken's face.
Yeah, she's
Damn.
looking the chicken dead in the marshmallow eyes. Chantel, that is not a face of an actor. Like she's in it. She believed that chicken was good, and she is terrified that like Flav is going to hold this against her.
What? Like, how do you not know that this is gross and like terrifying to eat? It's beyond me. We need an interview with her. I need to know what was going through her mind when she was preparing.
Wait, first of all, okay, this is my deep dive. I watched an interview with her 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was real. It was real that she thought this is how you made a chicken. She thought that's what she was supposed to do, even though she had a recipe. She could have
All right.
followed.
I got another question for Chantel. Chantel, what's more believable? New York being in love with Flavor Flav or Hottie thinking this chicken is cooked?
I think New York being in love with Flav. She can't believe this. That 3 minutes in the microwave is going to cook this chicken, this whole chicken.
You don't know if it was 3 minutes.
It was longer.
Yeah,
She put it in there at
you.
least twice. I watched her put it back in the microwave.
But
So
like
it
when you
wasn't done the
just
first time.
chicken button, it's usually like to warm up already cooked chicken, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely like a 3.5 minute type vibe, I would think. So okay, so 7 minutes. We're thinking that she put this raw chicken whole
it's
into
not
the
raw.
microwave. Do you think
At
it
least.
exploded a bit inside the microwave?
There's no way that chicken got that hot. Look at it. It doesn't even look charred. There's nothing. There's no heat. There's nothing. The fat ain't bubbling.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Well, that was the point,
Why
though,
couldn't
because
she just follow the recipe?
no, because she made the point. She wanted to be a vegetarian chicken, and she
Oh, right, 'cause
said
she grew up and she wanted to add more vegetables.
it's the most sanitary chicken with no grease and no
With
extra
no grease.
calories.
And no
Which, like,
extra
Flav-
calories.
Do you know what? No
Flav
calories
needs the
because nobody's gonna eat it. Like it's so gross.
It's crazy because had Hottie been normal, she probably gets away with this unscathed. Had she just been a normal human, because there was a few people who didn't do great. All right, Pumpkin thought her chicken wasn't cooked all the way. Flav ends up going to spit it out. He kind of shows love to Red Oyster. He's like, it was made with love. He didn't look like he was impressed. He was not impressed with New York, but and of course, Sweetie faced her fears and got some fried chicken that looked like it was halfway decent.
Yeah.
But the winner of above all else was Hoops. Her chicken was good, and so she wins the chicken cooking contest and gets to go to dinner with Flav and his mom. And at home, they're concerned because Hoops is now on a date, but Sirius in last episode went on a Flav date, said it was the best date of her life, time of her life, and she was cut. And so this doesn't mean that you're going to be safe from elimination. And Smiley is confused because you're like, well, ain't it obvious who should be going home? How is Hottie not the number one choice for elimination here, Chantel?
I mean, we know that the producers are gonna want to keep her in, right? Like, all the other women, they're not big fans of hers. She's certified cray cray. She's putting up chicken like this and keeping a straight face. Like, there's no way that she was gonna go home. She might be part of the conversation, but I was like, I did feel as though, what's her name? Are we talking about Sweetie? No, I think I definitely felt like Sweetie was going home. Sorry, I started thinking about Hottie about this.
Okay, but no, I think one last time.
It looks kind of good to me. Like, I don't know if I would eat it, but I just feel like if it was in the microwave for like 15 minutes, maybe I would take a bite.
15 minutes? You would take a bite? Absolutely not. There's no way I'm touching
Maybe
that.
The whole 30 minutes.
Right. Like, damn, they only had 30 minutes to cook it. It's like, anyway. But listen, somewhere we got to get Hottie an air fryer deal because an air fryer would change that woman's life. She could have done this same recipe and put it in an air fryer, and it at least would have been cooked. Okay, it wouldn't have been good, but it would have.
Okay. That lemon pepper season or whatever might be the trick.
Get her on the podcast. Get her on.
I would rather. I would sell my house to get Hottie on this podcast. Are you crazy? Whatever it takes. Okay. If you're listening to us, please, Hottie, please, God,
we love
find
you.
this woman. I am in love with this woman. So Hoops goes on her date with Anna and Flav, and Hoops is turning on the charm. We learn a lot about Hoops as well. Hoops does like home remodeling and stuff like that. Like she's a very hands-on woman in her personal life. She has a job. And so Anna's kind of feeling her at this point. Chantele, what did you think about the date?
I like Hoops. I think she's obviously gorgeous, but like there's something about her that's even like growing on me even more. And I think it's because her personality is coming out a little bit. I do like that she was making an effort to be with the mom, but not in a way that seemed phony. And so she appealed to me and she appealed to the mom, and I think that's important. So I think she did a good job on this date.
Okay, so
I'll just
now,
put this out there. Flav
go ahead.
Flav seemed so uninterested in anything that Oops was saying. I mean, maybe he was hungry.
About the mom.
Yeah. Him and his mom are a lot alike. You know, when there's food in front of them, they really don't. Yeah, they really lock in on the food. So Flav has a decision to make. Okay. Hoops is concerned because, like we said, Sirius had a good date and she was out next. New York says nobody can fuck with fate. Okay. So this is going to happen. All right. New York is getting a little scary. She's turning, Matt, who was that in the first couple episodes? Rain. She's getting some rain, Exactly.
Rain exists in my nightmares. Like still, it's.
I'm also in love with Rain. If we could get Rain on this podcast, I will take it. Okay. She was so funny in the 2 episodes she was on.
Sure.
Okay. But Hottie says, I'm tired of seeing Shrek walk around the house, so New York needs to go. So
rude.
So we get our Pumpkin gets the first clock and she apologizes about the chicken. Red Oyster says she still has to room with Hottie, so getting a clock isn't the best thing in the world. Hoops gets her clock third, and Hottie says she doesn't know if Hoops and Flav will be happy together long term. New York is fourth, and she says she wasn't surprised, but she was tired of waiting to get a clock from her man. And Pumpkin's response, Chantele, is New York. He picked the bitch.
Okay, calm down, Pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm not a Pumpkin fan.
Yeah.
But okay, so do we think that that the order is indicative of who he likes the most that week, or is it just random, or do you think the producers put them in that order for most drama? Like, do you think that there's a method to the madness?
I think, but before this episode, I think it's definitely been ranking, and so I like to go with that moving forward as well, right? Like, because he had been pointing out, like, the person who got his clock first had been the one he had been liking the most prior to this. So I'm assuming this is the order. So that puts New York firmly in the middle. Right below New York, we get Goldie, who says she's just going to continue to be warm and nice and caring, and showing Flav what it's like to be wrapped up with a thick girl. And then number 6, we get Smiley, who was concerned that she was never going to get a date because she fell asleep, and he still got her. So it's down to Hottie and Sweetie. Hottie, who made the chicken, Sweetie, who braved the chicken. Okay. But he says the person that he's eliminating, he thinks they don't like him. They're not feeling him. And although you can't just take a chicken and put it in the microwave and serve it to my mom, he's going to pick Hottie. And so we are losing Sweetie in this episode. Matt, you got a eulogy for Sweetie?
She had to go. I mean, look, the way that she went out, Sweetie, she went out like she was like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the way. Like, she had a whole speech. It was so well put together. Oh my gosh. She called everyone out. She read everybody, and she got canceled by the end because you can't say that. You can't say that.
Oh yeah, she said the R word. Yeah. It was a different time, Very different. But Chantele, Sweetie was pissed. Okay, she was like, "Hold on, you're not feeling me. You don't think I'm feeling you? I stayed up all night for our date. I cooked the chicken, which is my complete phobia. I mean, crying, tears in my eyes, all this other stuff. And you think I'm not feeling you? Meanwhile, you got Hottie out here putting a raw chicken in the microwave and feeding it to your mother. You were a joke. What did you think about her response?
I thought it was rude, obviously. I thought I was like, this is the real her, though, right? So I think that she had been putting on like, you know, a fake attitude, like, oh, I'm so sweet. Oh, like, you know, I don't kiss, and then you see her switch it up and tries being a little bit more sexually forward and a little bit more flirtatious, and then you see like her go against her morals and does it and makes this chicken like she's just hasn't been very authentic, and I think that she was pissed that she wasn't as good at being fake as she thought she was. Because she had some words for him, but I'm like, you're the one that was being fake the whole time. So like, why are you so mad at him not feeling it? Like you weren't feeling him. It was clear.
But Chantele, where was the lie? Because I mean, yes, like she didn't have the Jersey accent until this moment or wherever she was coming from. But like everything she said, I'm like, yeah, you know, you did kind of go through a lot for Flav, and it is ridiculous that Hottie is still in there, but she went off the deep end, like she went buck wild. It was insane.
But it's also
buck wild
so
is someone else.
Rude. Like imagine saying to the person that you're dating that like I don't know. He was getting pissed with her response, and like I like seeing him being like, I thought he was gonna get even a bit ruder back. I was hoping for that.
You know, I honestly, I'm kind of on the opposite end of this, Chantele. I kind of think Sweetie made a point. You know, I think that, like, okay, let's say she doesn't like him at all. Does she go through the act of making the chicken? Does she stay up all night for a midnight date?
No.
You know, she's kind of putting herself out there, even if she doesn't like him. Like, she is actually trying. Whereas you see people like Hottie, who can just kind of phone in the chicken challenge, where she was in tears facing her fear. Like, it's a big phobia for her. So even like maybe she doesn't, she's not in love with him. I mean, you know, the only person who's in love with him is New York. But you know, I definitely understand what she's talking about, because you want to talk about jokes. Yeah. The chicken was indeed a joke. Also, Red Oyster running around here behind everybody's back. Like, that is kind of crazy. And then on top of that, New York has had one date with you, and she looked your mom in the eye and said that she was in love with you. In love. Not that she loves you like I'm a fan, but I am in love with this man.
Yes.
So she's surrounded by a lot of craziness.
I think she lost it though when she switched it up and was like getting on top of him. I think that she like if she didn't do that and she still was being her same sweetie self, I think that she would have stayed in this. I think that really, really bothered him that she wasn't being authentic. And so that I think was like, wait, like, so now you're like, oh, you're just kind of rubbing up on me, but like, that's not real. Like, I think that that's what put him off for the most part.
You know what though? She didn't, and I don't blame her, because obviously she hadn't been able to see the show before she was on it. But like, yeah, it's a joke. Like, do you see the sound effects? Do you hear the money every time that Hottie blinks? Like, you don't hear the confessionals? You don't get it. It is a joke, and it's great. And this is the best sitcom of the 21st century, if you ask me.
No, I disagree. This is real love that we're trying to find here on Flavor of Love.
I think that's a different show.
But Chantele, I think you make a really good point. Sweetie, if Sweetie is stuck to her morals, I think she'd still be here. Like, you know, like, that's the thing. Maybe she doesn't like him, right? But what if she says, I'm sorry, I will not make the chicken. I cannot do it. I'm sorry. You know, like, I think Flav would actually hear that and be like, I understand. Or at least, you know, like,
she didn't, though, switch it up on him.
Right, like, but I think even cooking the chicken is a switch up. You know, be you. Say, I don't want to cook the chicken. You know, like, I don't want to. I'm giving you 3 weeks before I will kiss you, but I'm gonna cook a chicken, and I've been avoiding chicken my entire life.
And to be fair, she was crying in the kitchen, and Big Rick with. By the way, I don't know if we talked about this, but Big Rick had a little kitchen timer around his neck. And he said to her, he's like, are you going to be okay? And she's crying. And she's like, I could do it. I'm ready. I could do it. Like, just don't.
Right.
Walk away.
It's a little phony. You know, you can't say you won't kiss me for 3 weeks, but now all of a sudden you're going to make a chicken and you ain't never made chicken before and you ain't never wanted to make chicken. You're afraid of them and you're doing all of this just to win. Like,
yeah.
I think it's been a little bit more honest. Had she just gone to him and been like, I'm terrified of chicken. I cannot make it. Is there anything else I could make? Or is there anything else I could do? Or just go like, try to have a one-on-one with him while the rest of the girls, like there's other ways that you could do this.
And also I think the fact that his mom was not a fan of her, I think that heavily influenced. I think this whole episode was the downfall of Sweetie. It was just showing that she's not being perceived as being real. She's not doing things that are in line with her morals and values or what she's presenting to be such. And so I think that, it's like, okay, her chicken wasn't the worst chicken, but I think it was everything that led up to that point. Like compounded.
But also you kind of can't blame Sweetie or any of them, because I need someone to put a timeline together of all of it, because like, okay, you slept for like maybe 3 hours the night before. Who knows how early you got up? Then you had to make a chicken, deal with your chicken trauma, deal with the mom not liking you or your chicken, deal with being around all of these women, like, and then you get eliminated. Like, I get it. I'd be over it too.
Yeah. So we have made it to the point where we are down to our final 7. Yeah, and Sweetie is no longer here on our clock wall anymore.
She does look like a 90s like R&B singer, though. Like,
she's very pretty.
Where was she?
To me, Sweetie is like one of the prettiest women that was on the show. Like easily, like she's just gorgeous. But yeah, sad to see her go here. And now we are down to our final 7 officially. So we still have New York, Pumpkin, Goldie, Hoops, Hottie, Red Oyster, and Smiley. Chantele, we did it again.
I can't believe that I've not seen that chicken before. So I'm happy that we're here. The insanity continues.
Yes, and Matt, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a blast talking. I don't know how we have gone so long without talking to you about this show in general, but like Matt, you gotta come back for season 2. You gotta come back for season 2.
I need to. I have so many thoughts already. So
Chantele is completely unspoiled. So
I love it. I have no idea what happens on 2.
Oh my God. Right. And so Matt, tell everybody where they can find you, what you have going on, all that good stuff.
Find me, Matt Scott GW, on all the different platforms. Find me over on The Pride Has Spoken, over on, I don't even know where you find it. Just look for The Pride Has Spoken. We're doing great things, interviewing queer Survivor players, and we have a great finale episode coming up this week. So please check that out. Check out Pod Friends. Yes, check it. Just, I show up when I show up, but I'm happy to show up. So, and also like, you'll hear from us. You'll hear me sometimes on the Wrestling Kickback. That still exists.
Does it?
So, I think so. Look, my boss Mari and I.
She told me that you were the problem.
I'm always the problem, but like, what's wrong with that? I'm justified.
Okay. Yeah. I heard Naomi has some interesting things going on in the WWE right now, but I guess we'll hear about that when Matt decides to have another episode.
There is a woman's pay-per-view coming up soon, so I feel like me and Mari are going to be talking about that a bit, just because those are our people. So
all right. Well, we will look for that. Chantele, what about you?
What do I have going on? Well, Love Island is happening right now, Love Island USA. So I've been doing my reactions to those episodes. So I'm a bit behind because I was working this week, but I will be catching up on the madness. It seems like people are in an uproar and I need to know what is going on. So I'm catching up on that on Reality Realness with 3 S's on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. And you can, of course, catch me here on recapkickback.com, on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@ Recap Kickback, and on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback as well. I got some Squid Game coverage on the Nothing But Netflix podcast. We're going to be doing daily Squid Game with me and Mike Bloom as we wrap up season 3 of Squid Game. But of course, here on Recap Kickback, we have Black Music Month this month. Well, so these last 2 weeks. So you can check out our Black Music Month challenge. Next week, we'll be talking about Ironheart on Disney Plus. With our special guest, Jason Reed. So that'll be a good time, but you can keep up with all of that by subscribing to the podcast. Recapkickback.com/subscribe or youtube.com/@recapkickback and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, help other people find it, let people know about the craziness that happened here as we prepare to come back for season 1, episode 5. But that's it. So for Matt, for Chantele, for me, and for Flavor Flav, you ain't got to go home, but you'll get the hell up out of here. We'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Suave Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.